before I go live, it always tells me, it always says to me before I hit go live, you know, you have a lot of windows going on, and it's going to be hard for people to stay focused and engaged.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God.
And I just ignore. Oh no, I messed. Oh man, hold on. I knew I messed that up. Okay. Hopefully that won't. Ah! Here. Oh, wrong thing. Of course, right when I go live, mess everything up. I had the window not windowed. It was full screen. Hello, blueberry coffee and cream. Just fixing some things here. Uncrop. Okay. I do like to crop some of the junk out of it, but like there. But then I also like to leave it bigger, so in case we look at something else. Oh my god. Okay. I had it all set up for you guys, and then I messed it up. Bigger. Hey Valentina, hey Penny. Yeah, the plan today, hi Phoebe. The plan was to dual stream, go on Twitch and TikTok, and I'm gonna need more time to figure that out. I had watched a bunch of tutorial videos and stuff on how to do it. And it's pretty straightforward, the one way that everyone tells you how to do it, but I want to do it a different way. And I can't figure it out. So we'll just do some more testing. Oh, now I messed it up on this view too. Hold on. So on my stream on TikTok right now, it's set up so that you can view it portrait or landscape. So if you tilt your phone, you'll be able to see a different view. And yes, I pre-filled the days. I thought maybe that would be easier. I wouldn't mess up typing as much. It's kind of distracting seeing the other days there, but that's okay. We can edit as we go, like change the strategy, but I think that should work well for me at least. So before we start, I have a couple of things. This was the first month that we read through of 1901 of Ralph's diary. Hi, Gouda. And we found a couple of things over the course of the week, so I figured I'd share those things first. So the first was this cool old map. It's from 1889 of Burlington, Iowa, where Ralph lived at the time. Demon Zombie wants to know what we're doing. We're reading a diary from 1901, and we're researching about the author. So if you stick around, I'll show you a picture of the author, because we do have one. So this is an old map of the city where Ralph is living at the moment. He's doing a lot of traveling in the diary, though, because he works for the railroad, so I don't think he's there very much, but his house is on, let's see if I can just find it. It's Marietta Street, and I did have it. Hold on. Okay. I'm getting distracted because this is Agency Street. He does talk about that in the diary, but where the heck was it? It was somewhere over here. I thought. Division. Yeah, here. So his house was on Marietta Street, and we narrowed it down to, I think, over here. And there is a house that looks like it could be old enough that it was around when he was there. He gives us the address, so I don't know if the addresses have changed since then, or we're going to look into it a little bit more, but that's pretty cool. So he was boarding, like, it wasn't his house that he owned. He was staying there and paying rent. And yeah, that's Burlington, Iowa. This is the train depot where he worked and where he went out of when he went on the train, or I think that's actually over here. This is the train depot. And then we have pictures of him, which we've had for a while, but we've started to collect more and more of them. So this is a picture of Ralph closest to when he actually wrote the diary. He looks like a very young boy in this picture, but he's about 20. And then this one too. And then, you know, later on in his life, we've got a lot of pictures because he became a mayor. So he was kind of a popular dude, and there were lots of pictures of him in the newspaper. So let's see what else. we went through and did a lot of research on some people and places, and surprisingly, we found a lot. He did mention, like, he traveled a lot. So there were lots of towns that I marked on our map. So these are all, this is actually, it's cool because you can follow it, and if you connect the dots, that's pretty much the train line that he went up and down, and then he went up here a little bit, and up here, but, oh no, this is actually where Georgia is. This is where his future wife is, bopping around. He doesn't know her yet. So, let's see what else we found. This is Ernest, This is Ernest Gamble, a musician that he went to go see a concert of. Oh, good. Nice, Brenda. I'm glad. Speaking of notifications and all that stuff, I did make next week's live event already. So if you want to register for it to try to get notifications, you can. It should be up for the 27th. I found he was talking in the last month about, he was working on these engineering problems in this book called Ricker's Trust Roof. So he's going to be a civil engineer. So he's doing a lot of, railroad work. I think he's a student at this point. So I actually found the book and the problem. So if anyone is, an engineer, there were a couple of people last time. If anyone wants to work on problem number 4, it's in the diary slideshow on my website. I didn't even bother reading it because I know I wouldn't understand it. So these are actually, we found at the last time we were all together, we read this crazy entry that was so out of the ordinary. I was not expecting to read something like this, but this is when there was a farmer. So as I said, Ralph is going back and forth on the train all the time, and the train hit a farmer and killed the farmer. So there were newspaper articles that we found about it on that night, but then the Diary Detectives, my Patreon group, and we were doing a little more research. We found pictures of him. So I think one of the pictures we may have found on the live, I can't remember. But these two, I think I found at a different time, but I don't know if we, I'm glad I popped up too. I don't remember if we saw these on the live last week or not, but this is Nelson, poor Nelson. And then this is the diagram that Ralph drew of the body, which is just like, I've never seen anything like that. I've seen many diagrams in old diaries, but nothing like this. Yeah, so if you weren't here, this is the entry. This is probably like the wildest entry I've ever come across on a TikTok live, but it starts off very normal. Cloudy took number 3, which is a train, to Sheridan. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but breakfast on dining car, 90 cents. Took number 7 to Creston. Struck farmer at house switch west of Woodburn Depot. So just casually hit a farmer. Oh, okay, I showed them after on the Discord. Yeah, so this is this is little Nelson for you. So body this is insane. Body found about 3 rail lengths west and about 30 feet from the track north, feet pointing towards track. So he's being very specific with words about this farmer's body in relation to the tracks. And then after that, there's this little picture. And I mean, it didn't take long for us to figure out, like, oh my God, that's a diagram. This is the tracks. This is, I guess, his head and his body and his legs. And his legs were pointing toward the track. So if you were here for that last week, you witnessed, like, one of the craziest entries I think we'll ever read. So, yeah. That was wild. So then I did a little bit more research on some more people. I didn't find many pictures, but I found them in census records. And we found, these were 2 people who lived in Sydney who he did work for. And then some of the detectives found, where are they? We found a couple more people. I forget what part of the diary it's in, so I'll just go through and see what other pictures we have. I did figure out who Aunt Amanda is, but don't have a picture of her. He went to stay with her. And then this is what's the hotel name? What is it? I can't find it. I know it's in here. Hotel Spore. That's the Hotel Spore. We have 2 pictures of them. Thank you, Nikki. Okay. Hi, Rachel. Oh, that's Queen Victoria, because she died. So there was an entry about Queen Victoria dying. That was another wild one. And then, where did we... There were a couple of other people. You guys will have to help me out. You guys found some people. Oh, Dr. Merrick we found. The one who lanced his boil. But yeah, I try to put little pictures of people in here if I can. Yep, you found the doctor. Of course you did. Valentina's the doctor expert. And then we found some pictures of... This was from the live itself, but we found some pictures of his pocket watch brand... Things like that. So I treat it like a little scrapbook and I put in pictures where I can. But that was only the first month. So we found a lot so far, in my opinion, because it's always hard starting off a brand new diary with a brand new person. We don't have much context to find people and everything. So we actually did a really good job. We checked off most of the things on the list. So as we read through, and now we're going to add February, I think it'll become a little bit... You know, we'll start to see patterns. We'll start to hear the same names over and over again. Maybe he'll give us a little more information on someone we couldn't find before. So, off to a really good start. An interesting start for sure. That entry with the diagram, like I said, wildest one I've ever seen. So, we're going to read through February. And you haven't missed anything, Rachel. Someone had mentioned Villisca in the chat. And when a couple of times he's mentioned Villisca, and whenever I read it, I was like, ooh, I listened to a podcast about the Villisca axe murders, a few of them, and yeah, they haven't happened yet, but, and we also don't have, oh, it says unstable internet connection, let me know if I go out, but, we don't have a diary from that year, unfortunately, so, we won't get to read about the Villisca axe murders, but that would be crazy to read a diary entry from that. Alright, well, we do have a mystery about the train tracks, though. So the other thing about these entries that kind of stinks is they're written really lightly in pencil, and some of them are a little more readable than others, but it can get hard to read the words, so I'm sorry. It dropped a bit. Okay, it's okay now. It's probably because Ian's also using the internet. Okay. Well, I don't think that belongs on that page, actually. I was thinking maybe he used the weather and the thermometer again, but oh, it keeps freezing. I don't think I have anything extra open that I can close. But, oh, thank you, yeah, I'm feeling much better. Yeah, it is easier to read it sideways, definitely. Okay, I guess I'll just keep going, because I don't even know how I would fix it anyways, hopefully. It's alright. Okay, so cold. Arrived, Villisca. 5:19, I think. Breakfast. Villisca, Burlington Junction branch to Clarinda at, I think it says 6, but a lot of these, I didn't want to stress the diary too much by squishing it open, so I lose some of the stuff in the margin. So hold on, let me open it up. The diary itself is kind of in fragile condition, so I was trying to be very careful taking the pictures. Okay, at 6:11. I have a map of the train too, which we can look at. With GAL ran lines for proposed changes in parts of Clarinda, or at. I don't know, is it of or at? He's, this happens a lot where I don't know the difference. I think it's at Clarinda. Oh, yeah, it does look like yards, yeah. Proposed changes in, I don't know, is it yards or parts? I think it's yards, you're right. In yards. Clarinda. K. So many acronyms. K and N, W, and C, B, and Q 241 miles. Okay. So let me, while I'm at it, because we do have a really cool old map of the train system that in here I was putting, like, I was circling the little towns that he visited. Do I have an easy link to it, though? Hold on. We might as well keep it open because he does so much traveling that it's cool to look at as we go. I have a very organized Google Doc with all of my links. Here it is. Okay, hold on. Put it in here. Okay, so this is the railroad that he worked on, the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad. And he was mostly focused, where are we? Iowa? Right over here. So he's in Burlington, and it seems like he travels, which one is it? This one. So he goes up the red line often. I mean, sometimes he's going to different ones. Yeah, the CB&Q, if you know it, that's great. CB&Q Railroad, Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy. So all of the railroads over there have really long names, and they're really long abbreviations. So in the last month, he went all the way to somewhere over here was his last stop, I think. But he seemed like he went back and forth this way. And then he also went, is it on this one? Because none of these look familiar. Oh, Woodburn. Yeah, so it is this one. And then he went up also this way to Rock Island and then up to Chicago and back. So it looks like he's riding most of these red lines around. Interesting. And Villisca is actually on one of them. Oh, this was so much easier, actually, to look up. Villisca's over here. And what's cool is when I looked and added all of these old little, or not old, but, you know, all of these towns into the Google Earth map, you could see the old train stations in a lot of them. They're still, like, obviously connected to the tracks, and some of them aren't used anymore. Some of them are used for different railroads now, or rail companies, but it was cool to see the old depots. Okay, including, actually, hold on, since we talk a lot about that farmer, this is his town. Hold on. Sorry if I'm making you guys dizzy. I actually pinpointed, or whatever, what's it called, like, put them on the map. I think this is the old depot, and the incident happened very close to this place, but this town is so small. Not much going on there. Seems like, you know, they had their big cities, but there were a lot of really, like, look how tiny the town is. It's like Fairfax. Okay. Back to business. So February 2nd, let's see. Oops. Oh no. Here. Okay. I know, it is a blink and you'll miss it kind of town. It's even smaller than Fairfax, actually, it seems. Yeah, that's a present. Well, I don't know how present it is. It's more modern for sure. It's on Google Street View, so I'm not sure. Like, I know you can see sometimes the date that they took the picture, but can't really see it yet. It definitely looks like a quiet town. But it's a modern day, definitely. Cold, snow, took levels on line with help of, see? Like that kind of looks like it could say at. He just doesn't curve his F's. Of section man. Left Clarinda at 11:30 on K and W RR Railroad for Osceola. D at Clearfield, 35 cents. Oh, now I need to go grab the little symbol for cents. What? entry was it in? I know what I can do. Okay, I remember it was 90 cents. Oh no, that's not helpful because 1901. Oh man. Where was the entry where he wrote 90 cents? $3. Oh, you know what? I think it was around the time the farmer was hit by the train. It was. Everything goes back to the farmer that was hit by the train. There is a keyboard shortcut, but I don't know it off the top of my head, and we figured it out last time, so I figured I would copy and paste it. But if you know the alt, it's like an alt shortcut. Oh, this didn't really work. 26 font. There we go. Yeah, there. If I remembered the shortcut, that would have definitely been easier, but... Okay. So he had dinner, that's usually how he writes he had dinner, or breakfast, D or P, at Clearfield, 35 cents. Number 4, Osceola to Burlington. Supper at Tumwa, 50, oh, let me copy it from here. 50 cents, 256 miles. Alt 0162, you think? Oh, so you do know it off the top of your head. Yep, you're right. That's what it was. But I don't remember that. Okay. Sunday. I don't know why I said Friday. Sunday, February 3rd. We have 3 little lines here. I'm not sure how to mark that because I don't know what that means. But just in case it's significant, I guess I'll just put 3 lines in the beginning. Because he does continue to do this, I just don't know why yet. I don't know what is this say. I'm going to open the diary up to read this part. Sunday, February 3rd. No, that still doesn't really help. It looks like it might say 7078 in quotes. But I don't know what that would mean. Yeah, maybe I could use slashes so that we can find it later when we need to figure out. I don't know. Because later, I think we're going to have to go back and search them and try to find a pattern later. Oh, 7 or 8 inches. Yeah, probably. Yes. Because he's saying how much snow. He's probably saying 7 inches or 8 inches. Nice. Good job, guys. Worked in office on map of Lamoni. I thought he said Lamont. Is Lamoni a place? Because that looks more like Lamoni. But I'm pretty sure he said Lamont a couple of days ago. I'll go back for a second. January 31st, because that's not far. Oh, it's right here. I don't know, actually. That might be Lamoni, not Lamont. Yep. Which is probably why I couldn't really find... Did I even find a map of it? I don't think so. Wrong page. Okay, so it is Lamoni. So I'm going to change it here. And I'm going to write it down on my list. Okay. Worked in office on map of Lamoni about 2 hours after afternoon and eve in room. I'm shocked I was able to read that because it looked like gibberish. Afternoon and eve in room. He doesn't like to erase. Like, he uses a pencil, but he doesn't like to erase when he makes a mistake. He just writes right over it. So it's kind of confusing. Hi, Alicia. Okay. February 4th. Clear. Oh, he has 3 lines and underlined. Wonder why. Clear and cold. Plat showing land in borrow pits at bridge. It's also really hard to figure out how to capitalize with him because he capitalizes all the time, but 18B, Hastings and Sydney. B, paid 3 weeks room, rent and board to Mrs. Hunt. $5.75 to date. Oh, so we could probably... I wonder if we could figure out how long he's been living there. What the heck just happened? Just by how long or how much he's paid, and then a couple of the other entries, I feel like he told us how much he paid for 1 week's rent. But I can't remember. I need to figure out where the heck to put this chat because it's constantly in the way. Put it here. Hi, Bradkin. Okay. But why is so that we can return the diaries to descendants. And we have done that before, so it's a good hobby. We read it, we transcribe it, and we figure out who wrote it, and we find their descendants and return them. So, okay. Weather, clear. Then he's got 3 slashes, 3 tallies, I don't know. Then 4 degrees above. And someone can tell me what the alt symbol is for degrees. I don't know. So 4 degrees positive. If anyone knows it, let me know. It's a little shortcut. Okay, yeah. If I slash them the other direction this time, I think I might just do I. Because I'm gonna do that. Were there only 2? There was, yeah, I'm not gonna be consistent with that. So we'll just do that. My zodiac sign is a Pisces. Okay. Anyone know? Control Shift 2. Oh my god, what? Control Shift 2. Let go space. I'm on a PC. Does that matter? That didn't do anything. Imagine reading one and finding out. That would be cool if I found out it was someone related to me. You look like an actress from Norway. From the country Norway? Or a movie called Norway. Yeah, it might be Mac. There's definitely a way to do it on PC, and I could look it up, but the country. Oh, what's her name? Traced plat showing location. Oh, I already did that. No, we didn't. We didn't. We just said something similar. When do you go live? I go live Tuesdays at 6 p.m. You're not getting notifications. I don't know how to fix that. If you do, oh, thanks. Alt 0176. If you set it on your own calendar on your phone, that would be like the best way to do it, because I feel like even when people sign up, it sounds like you're having this problem. Even when people sign up for the live event and join the Discord, sometimes they don't see it. But it's pretty much, it's been every Tuesday at 6 p.m. consistently now, because I'm in a class until like May on Wednesdays. So it's always on a Tuesday unless something comes up. But it doesn't usually. Sometimes I get sick, but that's it. Yeah, a calendar on your, that's like the best way to do it, because you set it, it's on your own phone. If you really do want to be here and you don't want to miss it, then that's what I suggest. Okay, traced plat showing location of borrow. I don't know what borrow pits are. At bridge 18B. General office work. General. It's funny that he bothers to abbreviate when he has a whole page that he's not going to fill. Okay. Weather is clear. -4 degrees. Platted CFTM. Oh my god, these abbreviations kill me. And either DM or PM railroad connection at Batavia. General office work. See, that wouldn't really be capitalized when he does that. Checked expense vouchers till 6:20 p.m. 1226 in Eve. So that number keeps coming up, 1226, 1226. We're not sure what it means. It could be a train. I know that, Allie, you noticed. He mentions it a lot. And it didn't sound like it was a train number before, but someone had mentioned that, and now that that's in my head, I feel like it might be. I don't think it's a time, because we've seen him write times out, and he puts the 2 dots, like he puts the colon. So it's not a time. I think it's probably a... Oh, I forgot the tallies. Thank you. I think it's probably a train number. Thank you. Okay. And then here, Thursday, we only have 1 tally. Okay. And after I do this entry, I do want to look at the railroad map and see if we can figure out which railroad is which. General office work in AM. To Fort Madison on, of course, st.l.k and w.ry railway. D at Fort okay, so hold on. D at Fort M, that's dinner at Fort Madison, 25 cents. To West Point on F and T? P and T? Okay, PRT? I don't know what it would be. Yeah, we don't know. Beefy Baby, great username. We don't know what the tallies are for yet, but we're marking them just in case something becomes clear later. Measured up station grounds with W.G. Boone. We figured out who W.G. Boone is, but we don't have a picture of him. But it's someone he works with. Okay. So, I think the map that I have open... Where is it? That's the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy, the CB and Q Railroad. But there was another... There's a lot of different railroads. Okay, so these little ones, like I think the CB and Q Railroad is the ones that are highlighted, and then these other ones are other railroads. I did find it hard to find the names on here of the actual railroad, not just the stations, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure out, like, what 2 railroads are intersecting. So he's trying to do... He's at Batavia, which is... I'm probably actually saying it wrong, but... one of the... it is like a foreign language. Yeah, it could be tallying like cigarettes he smoked or drinks he had, or I'm thinking like trains he rode or something. There is, and there's a Batavia. I don't know if it's pronounced Batavia or Batavia, but I think I'm saying Batavia because one of our diary detectives, there's a Batavia, New York. And I think it's Batavia, it's pronounced. Hello, I'm having a good night. How are you? Okay. It is, yeah, it's New York. And it's Batavia, right? Because I know you did research on that, Aaron. Okay, so that's where this is. Now, what railroad? It doesn't seem like what he's talking about. General office, okay. Whoa, a teddy bear. Thanks, Phil. I'm looking up here. CFTM and DMRR. I don't think I can do this right now. I could look at... It is Batavia, okay. I'm probably going to keep saying Batavia. I'm going to look at Batavia, Iowa. Train map. Railroad map of Iowa. Okay, so this was something that we had. Now, I don't think this is just the C, B, and Q. This is all of them. Okay, perfect. That's what I need. The main ones. There's so many that... Okay, where the heck are we? We're over here. Oh, I thought it was down here. Where's Burlington? Burlington's over here. Okay, Burlington. So, we'll go to... Hold on. This map has more specifics. Okay, I'm looking for Ottumwa. That might be a big city that's labeled. No. I can't tell what railroads are which. Burlington is here. This might be... Okay, I think this is his railroad. Yep. Quincy... Batavia, right here. So he's looking for the... Sorry, guys. CFTM and DM railroad connection. Batavia. Or Batavia. That might be here. Let's see if they have it labeled. CM. Oh, of course. They don't... they don't have the actual name. CMSTP? That's not... No, they're not in here. DMRR? Not on here. Oh, I wonder if DMRR is Des Moines Railroad? Oh, yeah. Wait. Oh, you're right. Maybe it's not the actual railroad. It's the connection. The connection. Okay, yes. You're right, Jen. Fort Madison, FTM, and Des Moines. So, we're going back to Batavia. Des Moines. Where's Fort Madison? That's gotta be it. Somewhere this here, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. C means connection to Fort Madison and Des Moines. I don't know. I wish I could just search this map. There's just a lot going on. But where is Fort Madison? Fort Madison is below Burlington. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. Here. I saw it. Here. Okay. So I wonder if this would be... Is he working on mapping something that's already there or not? Because maybe it's like a proposed connection. But he's starting about here. And, well, Des Moines is that way. Is this way. And Fort Madison is down here. So it doesn't seem like there's a direct connection, but maybe they're just working on... I know, I can see... I don't know how to say... Is it Keokuk? Keokuk? Yeah. So I wonder if maybe there was a proposed connection that was gonna like go through here, or maybe come to here, and I don't know. Because it's not perfect. If this is Iowa. Batavia. Batavia. Okay, let me know if that's right. Batavia. Now I have 3 different pronunciations that I'm gonna fumble between. Batavia. Nice. Okay. It's so interesting that the same town in different states is pronounced completely differently. I think this STL is St. I don't know what K and AW. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to move on from that because those abbreviations really... Oh, that's how it's pronounced in New York too? Okay. Batavia. I'm not live on YouTube, no. I put my replays on YouTube, and I saw your comment. It is kind of confusing that I write a live replay, but what I mean by that is my live, I put the recording of it on YouTube after. But I don't go live on YouTube yet. I think I'm going to try to go live on Twitch too, but it's hard to figure out how to do both at the same time. So, cross-sectioned bridge 32 on old... Oh, this guy's killing me. Should I even put the periods, or CF, TM, and DMRR to FT, Fort Madison. You've been waiting since last Tuesday. Oh! Glad you're back. Fort Madison on freight. He's killing me with the capital letters too. At 10:06. D at Fort Madison. Measured side tracks to West Point on freight. Come on. At 140. Took drainage area. He told everyone about the dead body and so I can't get over it. Okay, then did you just pop in, Lizzie? Because I'm going to show you something cool if you weren't here in the beginning. Took drainage area of bridge. Oh, gotta look. $32. $22 miles. Okay. Yeah, so I'll look over, I'll show you guys. So in the last month, so last week that we read this diary, which was January 1901 that we went through. On January 10th, he went on the train to do his work. So he goes on the train a lot to travel and measure things and draw things. But he's on his usual route, and the train struck a farmer. So it says struck farmer at house switch west of Woodburn Depot. So over here at Woodburn Depot, the train hit a man and killed him. And in newspaper articles, we found that it said the body went 100 feet up in the air, which is insane. And then he wrote that the body was found about 3 rail lengths from west and about 30 feet from the track north, feet pointing towards track. So he gave us a very descriptive account of the events, and then also drew a diagram of the farmer. So this is the train tracks, and this is the farmer with his head facing away from the tracks and his feet pointing towards the tracks. And then we also found pictures of the actual farmer. His name was Nelson Rutherford. This is him with his wife. So these are some pictures of him. That's what we talk about when we say the body incident. Poor Nelson. I know, it is horrible. It was unclear, according to the newspapers, it was unclear if, oh, you're on the train? Hope you don't hit a farmer. It was unclear whether it was a suicide or if he was just on the train and didn't hear the train. There was something on Ancestry when I was looking that a family member, like, on Ancestry you can put, I know, I'm sorry, you can put a, like a story about an ancestor if you know it. So someone had put, there was a story from a descendant that said that the uncle who was him, there was something about a hearing impairment and like that he didn't hear the train. So they think he just didn't hear it when it was beeping at him. I guess it would be beeping, horning, what, blaring? I don't know, not beeping exactly, but yeah, pretty horrible. Chicago, Fort Madison, and Des Moines was the name of a railroad company. Thank you. That's exactly it then. Okay, that's a long one. This is 1901. And yes, there were 2 deaths. The other one was not mentioned in the diary. That must have been Mrs. Gilman. Yeah, he didn't mention it, did he? Because it was actually the day before. Let's see. So that would be the 9th. No. I don't think he worked that day. Or he didn't go on a train. Or he didn't tell us about it, but... yeah, I guess C is Chicago, not connection. It's very confusing. There's so many railroads with such long names, so we'll figure it out eventually, but all we can do is guess sometimes. That's the fun of it, I think. Okay, let's read the 9th. He probably didn't because he didn't see it in person. Yeah, exactly. Oh, right about it? Yeah. Yeah, that would be a main event of the day. Okay. To either Collett or Cottett, maybe one of you can look up, is Collett a town? Oh, cool. Libertyville is your hometown. It's cool to have people who are from nearby over there. Collett, thank you. On passenger. Chained with Boone. Collett. He spelled it differently. To Libertyville. 19. What am I supposed to do with that? 19 something. I don't know if it's 19444 or 19144.4. I bet that's the distance, though. I bet you that's the distance between Collett and Libertyville in feet or something. Okay. That must be from the depots, right? And Collett. Let's do a little... Sometimes I can find, if I look up Collett, Iowa, CB. I don't know if I can find specifically CB and Q, but if I look up Collett, Iowa Railroad Depot. That's up here? No, that's giving me random stuff. Okay, we're gonna go to Collett, Iowa. That makes more sense. Okay. That's just a random house. So let's see if we can see. This is a little hard. Libertyville. Maybe we can find the train tracks in Libertyville. I'm seeing roads. Is that? No. No, is it? No. Here. Is that train tracks? I don't know. Oh, it's Illinois? Thanks. No. We were just at Libertyville, though. Is Libertyville Illinois or... Oh, there's both. But where is it in Illinois? Oh, it's close enough that it could be either. Okay. Where is... Okay, if I'm doing Libertyville, I'm going to look up... What's the other place again? Colette. Illinois. Okay, they're right. No, that's not it. Physical therapy? Is that the town? I don't know. This is hard to do on live. Fort Madison is in Iowa, yes. But right now he's talking about Libertyville. Okay, let me look at this. We're going to look at the map. Here. Where was... Okay, Libertyville is up here. Where? Near Chicago. It doesn't look like Libertyville is on his normal train here. Is there... But here it would be. So I think he's talking about this Libertyville. Wrong map. We're going to go down to Burlington, over to Libertyville. Now, where the heck is Colette? Oh. No, so that's giving me like a random house. I don't know. Most was just, yeah, I have Libertyville now, but when I search Colette, Iowa, it's giving me, unless that's the town and it's just so spread out that there's no like downtown area. What is this? It's not on the map from what I can see. Let's see if it's here. I don't see it. So maybe it's not a station. I don't know. I really don't know what to do at this point. Libertyville looks like it's on this other train track, which I don't know if is part of his system, but I guess we can look into that more. It can be hard sometimes when I'm on live to like keep everything straight. It could have changed names. It could have also just been like a village and it's not on this map. Let's see where does the train track go from Libertyville though? It doesn't go down this way, which is where that pin came up. I don't know. Oh, you can send, if you find things, you can send it to my email, which is in the link tree, or you can send it to my Instagram, or to, oh, thank you, Valentina, or to my TikTok. You can actually send messages to that now. You just can't really send, like, links and stuff, so Instagram might be better. There was a Colette, Iowa Railroad as part of Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy. Okay, Jen, you're awesome. We got to figure out more about that. If you can send anything in the Discord that would help me, that would be great. Let me go and just see what we're doing. Oh, there's some stuff in here anyways. Okay. No, that's from before. Last week, weddings, Georgia Newton. Oh, okay. This is cool. This is something about Georgia and him. Later, what is a borrow pit? Oh, a borrow pit is a term used in construction civil engineering that describes an area created to remove earthen material from, which will be used for fill at another location. Oh, literally borrowing the earth. And then Jen just sent this The Colette Station and Peavine Railroad. Okay. Okay. Libertyville. Okay, so this is the plan of it. Maybe that is this little branch here. I wish they were a little bit more, a little bit better at labeling it, but. We can also, we have our Diary Detectives meeting on Thursday. We could probably go into a little bit more detail on it. Libertyville, Saturday we'll see a train go through here on the Branch L line running from Fort Madison to Ottumwa for the last time. Oh! As the road from Birmingham to I forget how to say it now. Batavia will be abandoned and torn up. So in 1939, it looks like that track was torn up. So that would make sense why we can't see it. You can map Quest Colette, Iowa. Yeah, I was on Google Earth. So it's between Birmingham and Libertyville, so it is over here. So there used to be a train track that went through here. Okay, yeah, it's the same thing Jen found, but you did a good job narrowing it down for me because I have a hard time on here, like, when I'm live skimming and finding what I'm looking for, so thank you, both. No, I don't think it's Colette, Indiana, because his train runs right around here, and that would make sense if it's over near Libertyville. But there's a lot of towns with the same names in the neighboring states. Okay, so that's definitely a measurement of sorts. Maybe later on we can confirm. Well, I guess we could try it. Now that we know that Colette is between Birmingham and Libertyville. So it's from here to, like, here. So, I guess about 4 miles in feet. What's about 4 miles converted to feet? Oh, if 1,000, thank you, Cassie, you're reading my mind. If 1,900, okay, no, not 1,000. If 19,144.4 is referring to feet, that would be 3.6 miles. So that's, like, not far off from this random guess at where Colette is. I think that's it. The Discord link, it's not expired. TikTok is really weird and doesn't let you join from TikTok. But if you go, it is about 4 miles. So that's exactly what he did. That's cool. If you go on my Instagram or my website, which is thingslostandfound.com, you can join from there. But for some reason, TikTok says the link is expired and it's not. It should work from the other places. So let me know if that doesn't work. I'll add you manually, but I think that should work for you. Oh, nice. Holly, are you in here? We got a new diary detective. Holly, thank you. Okay, Liberty. Where am I? Dinner at Libertyville. Finished. Hi, Holly. You joined just in time because we're having a video meeting in a couple of days. If you want to join us, it's it's purely voluntary, but it's fun. Finished measuring station grounds. Oh, that's cool. You're from this area. I'm definitely not. Winter asks what's going on. We're reading a diary from 1901. Finished measuring station grounds to Fort Madison at 4:15. STLK and something. Oh my god. Okay, STLK and P something W. P, it's something W. There is another actually letter squeezed in there. Is it PAW? I don't know. To Burlington. Holly, let me know. You should get an email from Patreon or from Discord that will tell you how to join into the secret Patreon group. It'll give you a link. Or into the secret Discord group, I mean. So if you don't get that, let me know and I'll help you get in there. If you already have a Discord, it'll be easier, but if you don't have a Discord account, you'll have to make one. Can't tell fully. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Supper at Depot. Dining room. Went to meeting of engineers. Okay, perfect. If you have one already, it'll be just like a link you click on then. Thank you, Layla. Engineers and Architects Association of Burlington, at Burlington. I'll never know. Okay. Hey, Felicia. 102 miles. So the Engineers and Architects Association, this is kind of cool. We found out that Ralph was actually part of forming this association, this club. And they, I think, formed in 1901, like this year. And he talked a little bit in the last month about drafting the bylaws. So they were literally forming this club as the diary is being written, which is very cool. Thanks for the gifts, guys, too. I didn't see them pop up, but thank you. Blueberry coffee and Casey. Oh, you work for the railroad in the Chicago area. That's cool. I'm not sure, is this railroad still in existence? The CB, Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad? I don't think it is anymore, but you would know. It's not. Interesting. So did all of the old railroad lines, like the actual tracks, get absorbed by other railroad companies, or are they just not used anymore? Oh, yeah, okay, you think it became a part of the Santa Fe Railroad. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's... Felicia, it takes time. But we're all here for you. I always find when I'm going through something tough, like this is actually kind of a good outlet, because you can kind of, like, focus on something else. Your mind keeps adding Coat Factory when I say Burlington. Yeah, same. Okay, Holly, you're in the Discord. Let's see. I see you. Yay. So it's kind of, there's a lot in there. Take your time. And it's a participate as much as you want or as little as you want. So don't be overwhelmed, and we're all very nice and we don't bite. So I can see you in there, yeah. So we have like different chat rooms for each thing. Like, so right now when they're sending things relating to what we're doing now, they're in the Slippy Diaries chat. And so to join the meeting, I'm going to send a Google Meet link in the actual Discord, probably the day of. So it's, let me see. The next one is going to be on February 22nd, so in 2 days at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. The dates don't match. Jen, I don't know what you're talking about. Just saying it should be called the Fitbit Family Diaries. Yeah. You're writing on the 10th, of the diaries on the 12th. Thank you. Okay, that's what she means. Yeah, it must have switched. Okay. So, February 10th, thank you. Weather is clear. And it's, I don't know, how long are we usually on there? It's kind of like people come and go. It's not, it's very, like, what am I trying to, like, flexible, I guess. But probably like an hour or an hour and a half, because usually when we're about to get off, something else comes up. But it's just like a catch up, and usually we have some other projects that we talk about a little bit, or we're talking about something to do with the diaries that we're reading on the live. And yeah, it's okay if you're 15 minutes late. It's not even late, so don't worry. It's just join whenever you want, and you can just listen or you can talk, doesn't matter. What are the numbers he's written besides the date? We don't know. So we know that the number here is the temperature, so it's -8 degrees. Oh, and I forget what the degree symbol was. Where do we use it here? I am not going to remember it, so The other number where he wrote just 3, I don't know. And he's done like Roman numerals before or tally marks or something, but this time he wrote an actual number 3, so I don't know. He's writing Congregational Church in AM. Oh man, we'll miss ya. But that's okay. We'll have one. We've been doing it like mostly every month. Yeah, the temp should be in Fahrenheit. Went to office. It is in Fahrenheit, yes. Oh, and he wrote 1226 again. I don't know how we'll figure out what 1226 is, but maybe one time he'll give us one more bit of information. Clear. Oh, and he wrote a 1 tally mark. I don't know. Someone figured out what 1226 was in the chat earlier. They did? We guessed that it was maybe a train. Did we figure it out and I missed it? What was it, Valentina? Or Sam? Yeah, look for it. Did I miss it or did I acknowledge it and then forget? Because that's kind of concerning if I forgot. Pretty sure it was the location. Oh, yeah. Okay, the barn. Yes, and they were going to send it to me on something. Instagram. Okay, I got an Instagram message, yes. I wasn't sure if it was like a, I assume this is just a guess, but okay, 1226 Avenue H in Fort Madison, but like sometimes he mentions doing that. I did see it. I think I saw it, but I didn't realize what it was for. 1226 Fort Avenue. Here. I feel like he talks about 1226 when he's in Burlington, though. How far is that from Burlington? It's possible that he went to this place in the evening. I've been on, yeah, like an hour, but we're only on the 11th, so. Huh. What's a barn exchange? We'll definitely look into it more. I'm gonna... Yes, and now I forget. I'm sorry. I totally forgot, Allie, that's what you were talking about. I remember now. Check Fort Madison. This is Fort Madison. So that's the actual location of the place, right? I know Fort Madison is in Iowa. This is it. This is Fort Madison. This is Burlington, where he lives. So, I don't know. That's the address that she sent me on Instagram. She said 1226 Avenue H, Fort Madison, Iowa. Yes, this is Fort Madison in Iowa. Okay. So I'll keep that. Maybe I'll just, while I'm there, I'll just save it to the project and we'll do more research on it after. Okay, clear. Worked in office in AM. Number 9. To Batavia. Yeah, we're only on the 12th. We've been doing a lot of looking at old railroad maps and finding almost no answers, so. D at Batavia. So that's dinner at Batavia. Walked to CF. Oh, I feel like I'm just going to stop putting the periods between all these letters. M and DM Bridge 129. I want to find a map with the actual numbered bridges. Okay. Oh, it's T. Yeah, no, thank you. Sorry, I messed that up last time too. CF, so that's Chicago, Fort Madison, and Des Moines Bridge 129. Cross section, or intersection. Maybe that's saying like intersection. And drainage area. Walked back. That's my boyfriend, not my husband. But he's doing... What are you doing? Are you doing something weird?
No.
They want to know what you're doing. He was on his computer before.
I was just standing up.
He's just standing. Can they even see you right now? I don't think so. He said, what is he doing with laughing, crying faces? So maybe you're doing something funny. Okay, walked back to Batavia. Supper at 7:30. Figured 129. That must be the bridge after supper. Yeah, talking about any way we could put more light on the diary. It's not you. It's the fact that the diary is written in pencil. And if I put too much light on it, it makes it, like, unreadable. So these are the pictures of the diary that I have. I could edit them and, like, pump up the contrast, but that's going to take forever to go through every single one. So I would rather, if we have ones, like, unfortunately, this is, like, pretty good in comparison to some of the other ones. Ones that are super, super light, I can try to bump up the contrast, but it tends to, like, sometimes make it worse. So it's just unfortunately, he wrote in very light pencil. And if I shine light on it, the pencil kind of, like, has a sheen, so then it disappears. So I tried my best. In the Weatherman Diaries, he wrote in pen. It was such a treat. Figured 129 after supper with Boone. Received paycheck for $40.50 being $4.50 short in amount. Wonder why it's short. 62 miles. We are dissecting his diary so that, well, the main goal is to locate descendants and get the diaries back to them. And him notating his paycheck was ripped off. I know. Like, I can do math. I'm an engineer, and that's not right. We did already find descendants, so we're going to be giving the diaries back to them after we're done, but it's just, I mean, it's a fun hobby. It's kind of like being a detective, and it's like a mystery. But it's also, I don't know, it's just a fun way to explore history. And we've, like, there was an article where he talks about Queen Victoria dying. Like, it's just cool to read about this one guy's experience in this one point in time. Yeah, no tallies, I guess. Did I miss one in the last one? No, I put it there. Yeah, so I guess he has no tallies on February 12th. Interesting. He said to post here what you're doing. Oh, maybe you can see that he's... No, you can't see his screen. He's posting... I don't know, he's doing coding. Leave Ian alone, Valentina says. He's doing coding. Clear, -2. Something car. Hand car? Let's say hand car. To CFT. CFT. M. And DM. Oh my god, I don't know. Railroad. Like a railroad hand car. What's a hand car? 40.50 and oh cool, 40.50 in 1901 would be $1,469.52 today. So Felicia, can you find out how much is $4.50? Because that's how much he was shorted. What was I gonna say? I wonder how often he's getting a paycheck. Because he hasn't mentioned getting a paycheck yet at all. Hand cars where they pump their hands and the body to move down the track? Oh, cool. That sounds crazy. Like a small car you move manually by pumping. Oh, okay. Wow, okay, so it was basically, it's like your paycheck being $163.28 short. That's not cool. DMRR. Bridges. 123 and 1 108. And I think it's cross-sectioned. I don't know. Something. What the heck letter is that? What is that? B, D, at B, I think, because he talks about B a lot. Libertyville. And went to Birmingham at 4:15. Supper and lodging at Birmingham. Boone and Winters. Those are two people that he works with. Figured both bridges in evening. Cool. 13 miles on handcar. He told us specifically how many miles on the handcar. And then he said 8 miles. I don't know 8 miles on what. But I like how he's specific. Isn't that his short form for dinner at? Yeah, usually. Hold on. And went to... Oh, yeah, you know what? I was thinking he was saying in cross-sectioned B or D. But no, you're right. He's totally saying D at Libertyville as a separate thought. Or B, but probably D because it's the end of the day. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. I didn't realize. I thought he was saying like... No, yep, okay. So he said bridges 123 and 108 cross-sectioned probably. And then dinner at Libertyville. But I thought it was all one. But then he says, yeah, I think dinner might be lunch. Because in a lot of places in the United States, and back then, like not nowadays, I don't know, but especially back then, they would say dinner as lunch and supper as what we would think of as dinner. Yeah, it is. And actually, it's come up a couple of times on the live on with different diaries, but also in my family. Sometimes, I'm trying to think of like specifically when, but whenever we talk about in my family, like my mom would talk about having like Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving dinner, a lot of times they would have, like they would say Christmas dinner, but it would be at like 1 p.m. We're all meal vernacular nerds. I know, meal vernacular, how specific. But yeah, my grandparents, it must have come from them that they would call lunch dinner. Yeah, lunch, dinner, and dinner, supper. But I call it dinner, like the evening meal. Historically, dinner was lunch for the working class and supper for the upper class. Okay. I say breakfast, lunch, and supper. Okay, so you say supper. We said supper growing up. We said supper, but now I say dinner now. In the South, it's very common to call it that way. In England, we use dinner at lunchtime, like school dinners. Yeah. Breakfast, lunch, and tea. So many different terms. Clear and warm. Measured. And I think he's saying measured and cross-section bridges. 96. I don't know what cross-sectioning a bridge is, but he does it a lot. And 95. CFM. That's not a T, that's a DM. I think CFM and DM. D at Stockport. Cross-section bridges, 90 and 87. Drainage area of 90. I'll just pretend I know what he's talking about. X cross-section south side of bridge 79. Supper and not support. Supper and lodging at Hillsborough. Handcar. He does not like. He likes using punctuation in all those little railroad names, but he doesn't like using it when he's actually writing sentences, which is like handcar. Period. Puts a period there, but doesn't put one after the end of a sentence. Hillsborough. We haven't heard about Hillsborough yet. Hillsborough and Birmingham are in the UK as well. Yeah, there's a lot of towns over here. I'm in Massachusetts, but like in the United States in general that are named after towns in England. Exactly. Where did you get the diary? Yeah, it was donated to us by someone who watched another project that we did. And they thought we could try to do the same thing with these diaries, which is read through them and try to return them to descendants. I keep flipping the page, but it's actually just here. There. Yeah, so right now, he ends up being a civil engineer for a city later, and he also ends up being the mayor of the city of Waterloo. But right now, he's doing work on the CB&Q, Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad in Burlington, Iowa. So it seems like he's doing engineering for them, like mapping things out, planning bridges, measuring bridges, I don't know, planning like new projects, things like that. So I don't know. Irish ones too. Oh, you saw Tyrone on that railway map. Yeah. Yeah, I guess people weren't very creative naming towns over here. I sent an article the other day where it says what he did for a job. Yes, I just don't remember what exactly the, Oh, is that a hand car? Cool. I didn't remember exactly what the title was, but he was working on the railroad. There we go. That's a hand car. Let's see what. Valentina. Oh, that's the hand car too. You guys are on the same wavelength, Valentina and Jen today. Okay. Need him to do a little drawing of the hand car, yeah. Okay. Back over here. Cross-section bridges, 79. And 70. And 68. And 67. And 58. Dinner at Cottonwood. Left Mertensville on, I feel like they mentioned Mertensville in the Weatherman Diaries. Left Mertensville on passenger train probably for Fort Madison. STL K and W to Burlington. Spent evening at Mrs. Shrey's at a Valentine party. We had read this, we read this entry last time because it was Valentine's Day. That might be why I'm thinking Mertensville is familiar. 7 miles on H car. Hand car. We know what that means now. Maybe if he's doing that many in one day, maybe cross-section is measuring for supports. Yeah, maybe it's something like that. Because I think of cross-section like you're cutting something in half, but that's obviously not what he's doing to the bridges. Maybe he's measuring like, I don't know. I really don't know. But something very routine, it sounds like. Left Burlington on 7:40 train. For, see, why did he put a period there? Confusing. For Fort Madison. C. Why do I think that's supposed to be CFTM? But I just see CFM and DM. It's supposed to be CFTM, right? It's an engineering sketch of the structure's design. Thank you. That's what we needed. To P. Lot Grove. What was the name of that train? We were just talking about the train line that was over there, Burlington and Colette. Or no, it wasn't Burlington. Never mind. It was Colette and Libertyville. I thought it was something like P-Lot. Took drainage area of Bridge 55 Brudge. Cross-sectioned bridges 55, 52, 37, 36. D at... Oh, maybe it's pilot. Yeah. It's not an abbreviation. Thank you. It is Pilot Grove. He uses a lot of abbreviations, so sometimes I think he's doing that, and he's not. Dinner at Pilot Grove. Supper and lodging at West Point. H car, 6 miles. Walk, 3 miles. 44 miles. Train. Oh my god. This is one thought. 44 miles train. Pilot Grove to West Point in Eve. There's problems with my live quality. Is it frozen for you guys? Wonder if he lists them in order he did them because they're not in numeric order. Probably. That's what, yeah, that's a good thought. I would say probably yes, because otherwise I think he would list them in order. All good? Okay. What a difference compared to when I used to stream from my parents' house, though, because there was always problems. It's been a little bit better here. Cross sections, bridges, 26, can't even talk anymore. 26, 25, 18, and 15. D at West Point. So this is, remember when I said last week, I was like, oh, his entries are going to be more boring, I think, and kind of like hard to understand. This is what I meant. We haven't had any farmers getting hit by trains this time. S, T, L, and K. S, T, L, K, and W. I feel like every time I type one of these, I type them differently. From Fort Madison. Supper at Burlington lunch counter. Went to YMCA convention in time to hear it close. Met Bruner. Professor Harris, Cushing, Fisher, Putnam. I don't know if that's all different people. Hand car, 11 miles. Walk, 4 miles. 19 miles. Okay. So we have a YMCA convention, and he seems to be back in Burlington. I don't know what Burlington lunch counter is. We could write that on our list. Burlington lunch counter. This diary is only 1 year, but we have 6 years worth of diaries. I'm going to go to newspapers.com and look up YMCA convention in 1901 in Des Moines County. I could look up specifically Burlington, but I don't know how many newspapers they have. Try Burlington. YMCA. See, nothing usually comes up at all, so I feel like they only have like one newspaper for Burlington or something. We're in February. Let's try this instead. The only mention of the YMCA in February 1901 in all of Iowa was in Oskaloosa. Yeah, he's busy. He He's not looking things up. He's doing, something that I don't understand. And working on his DVDs. Yeah, this is someone's real diary from 1901. Yeah, so I guess we can look up the YMCA convention with the other... We have a few other newspaper databases and stuff. I'm good. How are you? I wish I knew how to properly pronounce your username, because I know you're in here a lot. Malutendal? Malutendal. Yeah, this isn't the same YMCA at all, but I was hoping if we looked it up, we could find something about the YMCA convention, but I don't think newspapers.com has a good amount of newspapers from Burlington, Iowa at that time. Because they have a lot from when we were looking up Cedar Rapids and Waterloo, they had a lot, but it tends to come back with like no results a lot of the time with Burlington. So, okay. Sunday the 17th, the number 3 went to Congregational Church. Capitalize that. And office. We could definitely find the Congregational Church. It's always so charming when people that are not Swedish try to say my name. Oh, well, yeah, I probably butchered it then. And A.M. It looked French to me, so I was reading it like if it was French. Well, I guess I probably mispronounced it then too, but it does look French. Yeah, I have no idea. Malutenbali. Well, if it's Swedish, I don't know. Maybe the E's would be pronounced, or are they silent E's? Well, okay. Went to. Oh, really? It was better. Malutenbali? Malutenbale? You hear the E's. Okay. Mali... Is it like every syllable? Maliutenbali. Went to Congregational Church and office in AM. Oh, much better. Dr. Merrick. Oh no, we had another boil. Lanced boil on left side of neck. Okay, so in the January entry, like the end of January, this guy had a boil and he went and got it taken care of, and it sounds like it's either coming back. Was it on the left side? I'll check. Oh, cool. We have Ralph Bruner, so we know who Bruner is now. This poor man, I have a feeling. We weren't sure if the boils were going to come back. They're going to come back. Thank goodness for no picture. Yeah, I know. Ralph Bruner and Chaz, which is usually Charles, Hunt, call in PM. Oh, and we have 1226 again. Okay, so what I want to know. His boil first made his appearance. Okay, you know what's interesting? Did he go back and write it? The entry? Because now that I'm reading it, he's writing it as if like, oh, on this day, the boil first made the appearance. So he knows that becomes a thing later. I don't know. Dr. Merrick lanced it on January 31st, and by the 17th, it's either back or there's a new one. I love first made its appearance. It's just, it gives it a personality. Personification of the boil. Yeah, maybe he thought he was going to have to write more about it later. Sometimes you just know. Like, this is not going to be a one-time issue. I don't know if they're both on the left side. He doesn't actually say the first time what side of the neck it's on, so could be a new one. Warm. 7:40 train on ST, so STLK and NW to Fort Madison. Cross-sectioned bridges. 5, 7, 8, 9, 11, and 11. On CFM and DMRR. Dinner at Fort Madison. Took drainage area. Bridge. Oh, I thought that was Bridgel, but it's Bridge 11. To Burlington at 6:35. 40 miles. Yeah, it's probably, he's saying warm, but that's very relative. It's probably cold. Okay. I didn't write that down. Hold on. He did put a little tally mark here, which I guess means 1, because then he's got 3 here, but okay, is it at or of? I don't know, because I think it's at, because of the tail on the A, but honestly, his ats and ofs mess me up all the time, because they look the same. But I think that one is at. Clear and cold, windy. I'm going to add the 3. And then this is plus 11 Fahrenheit. Specific for some reason when he doesn't tell us Fahrenheit usually, but figured bridges on CFM and DM RR. You think he's counting drinks? It looks different than the other at. Okay. Well, okay, so this could be of Bridge 11. They look so similar. I honestly think this, I probably wrote at, but I think that's of. I think the first one is of. He doesn't curl his F's at the top, but this definitely looks more like an O. So I think that's of Bridge 11 at 6:35 or 25. He can't decide. But this just illustrates how similar they are. I feel like the T, he crosses it slightly higher. The F is a little curved here. I don't know if that's something he does all the time, but it is confusing. Oh, this one, you can see in the picture, I did crank up the contrast because this is horrible. It's so light. Shorthand, I don't know actually formal shorthand, but maybe it's his version of shorthand. He doesn't tell us what the weather was, but he says plus 8 Fahrenheit. With W.G. Boone and J.F. Winters, those are his buddies he works with. Figured bridges on CFM and DM 1226 again in Eve. Bought compass $2. Oh, cool. Someone wrote they found a picture of the YMCA in 1901 in Burlington. Okay. Wonder then. Oh, yeah. Oh, was it you? Holly, if it was you, send it to the Discord, definitely. And sometimes you guys just gotta tell me that it's there because I don't hear it. But. Hold on. Yeah, if you can. Stick it in the Slippy Diaries. $2 must be like $40. Probably, yeah. If you bought a compass, 1226 is definitely a market or exchange of some sort. Yeah, is that what the barn exchange was? Is that like a place where you buy things? $2 is like $85? Okay, because we did do, thank you, Felicia. I was going to say, Felicia was on conversions earlier. 72.57 today. It appears to be a time, but it's not, because we've figured out that when he writes times, he does put the colon. And it's like so specific, and it's always 1226. It's always 1226. So, okay, barn exchange, possibly an auction. Okay, maybe that's what it is then. That makes sense. I wasn't sure what a barn exchange was. I just knew that somehow it coordinated with the number from before. Awesome. Thank you. Here's the link to the picture from Holly. The YMCA in Burlington. And he has talked about this a couple of times. We also need, I'm going to write down the Congregational Church in Burlington, because he's been there a couple times. It could be a room number. It's not his room number because he actually wrote his room number in the diary. He's room number 5 in this house on Marietta Street. So I know, we do. We have great detectives with us. Lots of auctions near me. Oh, okay. That's good to know, Erin, because I'm not familiar with that, like, idea. So that's really good to know. So that makes sense. Barn Exchange is probably an auction or, like, a store. You have to go play with the pup. Nice. Well, enjoy. And we're going to put the live replay on YouTube anyway, so. It could be a train, too, still, yes. Thank you, Alexa. Oh. I'm going to make Alexa. I call it Alexa in our house. I'm going to make it go off. Is the church in Batavia or Burlington? I think it's in Burlington. He's mentioned it a couple of times. Let's see if he... Oh, I added a letter. Hold on. Let's see if he mentioned it in January. Just a concert. No Kong. But in this one, let's see, it was only a couple of days ago. The reason I'm not control effing it here, the reason why I'm not searching is because I have an entire other diary in this document and it's gonna like go nuts. I should probably just make it a separate document, but where was the Congregational Church mentioned? These entries are nuts, like all of these numbers. When did he mention the Congregational Church? It wasn't that long ago. Here. Went to the office. Yeah, so if he's talking about going to the office, he's probably in Burlington. So I would say the Congregational Church in Burlington. Okay, hold on. Yes. Certified Diary Detectives. The YouTube channel, yeah, is that what you were sending? Someone said Things Lost and Found. It is Things Lost and Found, and it's also linked in my link tree. Claude and Basil, they're good. They are probably cuddling right now. Yeah, I see Claude's on top of the couch. They're, like, they're totally warmed up to us. They were really shy kittens, for sure. But when people come over, they're still very skittish. But they're so good. They haven't had any medical incidents, which is good lately. Can I submit journals to read, or do you find them randomly? We've had a couple of them sent to us, submitted, like donated to us. So if you want to do that, you can definitely message me and we can figure it out. And that would be amazing. But, yeah, it's kind of like a mix. Like some of them I've come across on eBay. One of them I got in an estate sale. And then these were actually sent to us by someone who watched. So we definitely do accept donations. And we'd love to help you too. If it's something like that you want to help us with, we can figure that out too. We still have, there's 6 of these diaries, so we still have 4 others after this one to go through, and then we have like a queue beyond that. But then we also have the Diary Detectives Discord, which is the Patreon group, and we've done like separate projects on there that's just on the group. So if you had something that you own and you wanted to research, or you wanted help researching, we could do it through there. I don't know how you want to do it, but I'm happy to talk more about it if you want. Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. So if they're your great-granddads, then definitely don't send them to us. But the Discord group, the Patreon group, might be a good option. Because we have a bunch of people in there who are, like, always looking for something to research, including me. You know, I'm in there too. But really helpful. Everyone's got their own background and specialty, and it's a really cool group of people who will like help transcribe, help research, help find anything about it. So yeah, definitely. Can anyone join the Discord, or is it just detectives? So it's kind of confusing. I have 2 Discords. One of them is free because that one is mostly just for like me sending announcements of when I'm going live, or like when I found the picture of that farmer, I sent it in there. So I put like periodically put updates. And that one is free, but it's not really as interactive. The one that we're talking about where people are sending pictures to click on, like when Holly sent the picture of the YMCA, that's the paid Patreon subscriber Discord. But there's a lot of stuff in there. I think it's worth the subscription because it's a very nice group. And we've got like a lot of knowledge in one little treasure trove. And we get to do the video meetings too. Cold and windy. Oh, I didn't put 8F. Plus 8F. Cold and windy. How many are in the group? We have, I think, well, there's 17 or 18 now total that are subscribed, but not everyone is in the actual Discord. So it says there's 3 people online and 17 offline, but I think there's a couple of doubles in here. So it's probably about 15 people. And it's very like, some people are more active than others, and then we go through phases and stuff. So it's not like constantly being bombarded, but yeah, you get the credentials. Cold and windy. 3. Oh, that reminds me. So I'm not sending the stickers out for everyone anymore, but the Diary Detectives, I have a bunch of Weatherman stickers left over that I can send to you guys. Let me know if you want them, because they're free. Like, if you're in the Diary Detectives group, I will send you one for free. The ones that I made for merch, they just never really like sold, so I just have a pile and I will send them to you guys. We can talk about it in the meeting tomorrow. But okay, cold and windy with GA. I'm probably gonna have to just read this one because it's kind of faint. GA Loben Fells. WG Boone. Hold on, I can't see what I'm typing. No, yeah, it didn't really sell. The stickers. People wanted t-shirts and hats, and I didn't have the energy to make them, so oops, what the heck did I just do there? And JF Winters took levels on 5th, 4th, 3rd streets from Division Street. Oh, I know where that is. Division Street in Burlington. Maybe that's IA for Iowa. Figured bridges on G or C, I can't tell. CFM. That would make more sense. And DM took number 5 to Villisca with GAL. I don't know who GAL is, but he mentions whoever GAL is somewhat often. It does say Burlington, yes. Oh, I just forgot the G. But he lives in Burlington, and so a lot of what he does is in Burlington. His gal pal. Oh, I left out to Valley Street. Okay, hold on. Where? Yes, okay, to Valley Street. From Division Street to Valley Street in Burlington, Iowa. Okay. Yeah, this is a real diary from 1901. Okay, so it's cold. Oh, he has a dash. That's a new symbol. Cold. Georgia. Oh, sorry. Were we talking about Georgia and I didn't explain? Georgia is Ralph's future wife. And they haven't met yet, I don't think. But we have already read her 1895 diary. It was one of them in the pack that we got. We have 6 diaries. Some were written by Georgia. Some were written by Ralph. And this one was 1895. So we started with this one because it was like the earliest one. So they haven't met yet, I don't think, but eventually they will. And we actually have both of their diaries from the year that they get married. Her initials are, GN. Her name is Georgiana Newton, but she goes by Georgia. Yes, so under third, that's like the temperature. It's a place to write what the thermometer read, I guess. And it's +6, I think, because it's 6 above 0. Wind about 60 miles per hour. Took levels for bridges 12 and 12 and a half. I don't know what that is. At and Villisca and Northborough Ranch. I just read the word breakfast and I'm like, I'm hungry. Breakfast at Villisca. Dinner at, I just guessed that that's it. At, yeah, at. Every time you see my mouse going crazy, I'm moving the chat back and forth so I can actually read what the diary says. No, I'm not suggesting. How do I stop that? Editing. Okay. Dinner at Coin. Also measured station grounds at Coin. Yeah, this set of entries that we've been reading today is definitely more of what I expected from Ralph. Like a lot of railroad talk, places, numbers, kind of boring. Okay. With the other 4 diaries, it will take until this time next year to get through all of them. Well, not necessarily, because I just smashed my keyboard. That's great. In this diary in particular, I think like the last couple of months are empty. So I don't think it's going to take all that time. Oh, you know what's cool? So I just flipped through to see. Yeah, it looks like September, October, December, November, those all look empty. But when I got to the end of the diary, of course there's math. He's like tallying things up. You probably can't see it very nice, but he has addition going on over here. And then up here it says Fort Madison, Iowa. So that's kind of cool. I don't know why that stamp is in here. Oh my god, he's got so many little math equations in the back of the diary. When did the tallies become numbers? They have been going back and forth between tallies and numbers. So I don't know. Maybe like a week ago in the diary. We haven't had any diary birthdays today. I made a special little video, so let me know if it's your diary birthday. Tell me. Is there any mention of a train hotel in Weaver, Iowa? Nothing yet. He hasn't mentioned Weaver or Weber. Your birthday was February 1st. Did I miss it? Hold on. Gotta find it. Here's your February 1st special happy birthday. Worked hard on that. I want to use it. Arrived in B, Burlington, on 12 at, and we have a 3 here. 4 a.m. At home in a.m. Worked in office in p.m. on, I don't know, on location plan of 12A. Villisca. Oh, hold on. Location plan of 12A and 12.5A. Villisca and Northborough. Happy belated diary birthday. Love it. Gotta make a new one now. Paid, board, and room rent to date. Oh God. 325, 457. No. Hold on. Is he adding? 325, 450, 675. So he 225, 225. Okay. So small. It looks like a 3 though. Okay. Engineers Association. First 12 and 12.5 from before should be 12 and 12.5A then. Yep, you're right. You're right. Thank you. Because we didn't know what that symbol was. I don't like Ralph's diary entries. These are hard. Hang on, I'll get the money conversions. Thank you. Yeah, it is. It's 225, 450, 675. Yes. Okay. Engineers Association in Eve paid dues $3. $226 miles. Oh, good, a short one. Carly saw it first. Oh, thank you. I didn't catch it. He's very blunt, not too many details. Yeah, he's like not too many details, as in he doesn't finish his sentences. But then he gives us so much detail about the bridge numbers and things that, like, I don't know. Guess it's what matters to him. I expected this. Georgia's diary was much more, like, personal. Not that she shared personal information, but information. But it was just more like like it was a person, not a robot. To office in AM 1226 for supper. Yeah, I don't know. That's throwing a wrench. 1226 for supper. Maybe he ate supper at that barn exchange. Yeah, the Panko Diaries too, definitely. So many abbreviations in that one too. We don't know much about his work buddies. We figured out... Did I put them in here? I don't remember if I put them in the people slides. This is Georgia's friends. Friends of Georgia. Friends of Ralph's. Okay, I put their birth dates and death dates and their wives, but we didn't find the pictures of them or anything. Yeah, Anx's Diaries did have the most personality so far. Definitely. And the Weatherman Diaries, too. They didn't have much, like, personality specific, but I feel like we got to know them after a while, and we learned about their personality just through the way they wrote. Yeah, we're not sure what 1226 is yet. It could be there's a barn exchange at that address, which is, like, a store, we think. But, here, Felicia, sorry. We're not sure. Because now he's eating there. But it could be a house. But he said he bought Did he say he bought the compass at 1226? 1226? Or... I don't know. What's the time? It is about 8 o'clock where I am. Alright, Felicia, did you get that number yet? Maybe it was more personal. Yeah, I mean, when he meets Georgia, I don't know if we'll see him actually meet her, I hope, but then they're actually going to both get married. Obviously, they marry each other, but we have each of their diaries the year they get married. Thank you, Owen. Curious about the crossover with people Georgia mentioned in him. No crossover yet, because they're not really in the same place, but eventually it will be very cool when we read both of their perspectives. Yeah, maybe he meets her and it goes quiet. That's true. Working on the money conversions now. Okay, perfect. Okay, and the compass was bought at 1226. Oh, I feel like I'm like butchering this one. This is rough. To agency on number 3, B or dinner? I think that might be diner. Be at diner, breakfast at diner. It's 2 o'clock in Sweden. Oh my god, you gotta go to bed. That's why we're having our diary detective our meeting a little bit earlier than usual. Because we have people from all around the world. So because I'm on my February vacation, I'm a school teacher, so I'm on my vacation and we're doing it a little earlier. Okay, hold on. Batavia, P-I-T, Feb. I feel like I'm having a stroke. Hold on. You guys are the real ones if you stick through this boring stuff. Cross section Batavia, Pitfebest. Who knows? CFM and DM to Ottumwa. D at Ottumwa. Number 9 to Murray all night at elementary, literally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gibberish. And I get lazy with a lot of them because I'm like, there's no way that all of these numbers in it, like, we can't figure out what every single one of them are. So, odds are that one's just going to get lost. Cross-sectioned. McDill. Ballast pits. That's been mentioned before. I don't know what ballast pits is. Oh, and here we go. Feb Est in AM. Something is state. Estimated. Number 4 to Burlington. Saturday. Okay. You sent something in the February estimate. Oh, maybe. Yeah. Supper at Ottumwa. 167. Okay, there's something in the Discord. I'm going to check. Oh, thank you. Okay, so Felicia's on top of the diary money conversions. $2.25, which was for the compass. That was about $81.64 today. Thank you. It's definitely not the most interesting diary we've read so far, but thank you. $450, which was how much was left off of his paycheck, was $163.28. Yeah, someone did say 80. And then $6.75 he was talking about his room and board that he's paid so far was $244.92. And $3. When did he just mention $3? Yep. Oh no, that's number 3. Where did he mention $3? Anyways, $3 is about $108.85 today. So definitely, that's a lot of money they left off of his paycheck. 167. Okay, February 27th. That looks like it says -3, but that's not next to the thermometer. In office, figured up. Yeah, this must be February estimate of Batavia pit. What's a ballast pit? Anyone know? It was part of the room. Oh, it was the dues for his engineer club. Thank you. I know, the weather does go up and down a lot. I don't know if that's the weather, -3, or if that's his random tallying that we don't know what it is yet. Batavia, thank you. I'm going to keep messing it up. I will go back and watch your videos and write down the amounts. Oh, perfect. And you don't have to go back and watch the videos if you don't want to, because that'll take a long time. But you can, I'll put the typed version of the diary. This is like from January, but hold on, I can't see what you guys see. On my website, I'll upload the February entries, so it might be quicker just to look there. Unless you want to watch them, but I know I don't. They're like really long. Yeah, it is hard to go -3 drinks, so maybe that narrows it down to not be about drinking. But at the same time, that could be part of the 3, or it could be that he wrote this dash and then he changed it, because he doesn't erase things, he just writes over them. Quarry pit, maybe. It could be. He said pit ballast before. In book of W.G. Boone. Oh, maybe it's... he's estimating how long something is. But I don't know why he has... see, is it like minus 3,730.5 yards? Or is that just... he puts dashes just like as a form of random punctuation? I don't know. Met... George... I think it's GEO. George. Allie. Please tell me I'm not crazy and this is confusing. Otho Ferris. And Paul Bellamy at noon. 1226 again. Okay, hold on. Yeah, maybe he's a spy. Because it could be Otto. Oh yeah, it could be Otto. Especially if we find an Otto Ferris in the census. Could be him. Because he's putting 3,730.5 yards and gravel is measured in yards. Oh, okay. Maybe he's rating the day. Yeah, today was -3 out of 10. I've had days like that. Numbers at the end of the entries, I bet, are miles. He did it at the beginning. Yeah, do you think this number is miles? 1226? It's so specific. My website is thingslostandfound.com. I think you need to put the www. So it's www. all like one word, thingslostandfound.com. And it's also linked in my bio, if it's easier to just click. Oh, bye for real. Good night. I don't think so, because he bought the compass. I know, and he had dinner there, too. I know. Maybe it's I don't know. Could be a station number. And the station has he's talked about some stations have, like, diners. So maybe it's something like that. Okay, so Thursday, February 28th, he just writes 3. Worked for GAL in AM. Station plat of West Point. CFM and DM. In AM and PM. Reminds me of The Office. Why say lot word when few word do trig? Is that exactly what he says? I don't know. It's something like that. Why say lot word when few word do trig? Number 11 to Mount Pleasant to state oratorical contest. Cavany of... Oh, he's writing the winners. Okay, Cavany of... We can probably find this. Of IWU first place. I'm gonna do that and then fix that. Yeah, so at the end he's tallying February 1,734 miles on the train. He works on the train, so he goes back and forth. Okay, Iowa Wesley. I'm going to write that down because I'll forget. Okay, hold on. Now the chat's in the way again. Move it down here. Stevenson of U second. Cryer of Co third. We know about Co College from the other diary. 28 miles. February. This is the total that he added up. 1,734 miles on train. Iowa to Wesley. Depending on where in Iowa could be. Yeah, so it's all of February, I think. He did that many miles on the train for all of February because he works on the railroad. So he goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I think that's a total. It could be that he traveled that far, but I don't think so. I know. It could be the mileage. I thought you were going to say, I wonder if the mileage is like adding up. If we went through, we could figure it out. But yeah, this could all be all of these little addition spots he used, little math scribbles. That could be him adding up his mileage. Nothing better to do, I guess. Maybe he gets paid per mile. Yeah, he could. That would explain why he would be keeping track of it. Yes, and it's so funny because Georgia, the one who wrote this diary in 1895, his future wife that he doesn't know yet, also keeps track of mileage like it's nobody's business. In every single entry she writes how far she traveled. So it's kind of funny that they both do that. What's the range of numbers he writes beside the date? I do not know. We're just writing it so that we have it in case we find out why he does it. You added them all up. Perfect. Yes, this is the diary that was the 1895 one written by Georgia. That gives you a sense of how small the writing is. The one that we're reading now is this big. But there's 4 entries to a page. So I'll show you a little bit more. So this is like the size of the writing. That's why I take pictures of the pages so I can zoom in. Well, before we log off, this is actually a good note to end on because I feel like in this month there wasn't really much that was super interesting to look up, but this one we can look up the state oratorical contest, and I guess that would just do Iowa. See what the first poultry dressing business at a time state or okay, that's like announcing it will be held. Let's go to that's talking also about it will be held. I want to see like who won. So that would be the 28th. So we're gonna narrow it down and go to the 28th, and then maybe we'll look at March 1st. People going there. Okay, maybe we need to go to March 1st. Okay. Ooh, this is like, the scan makes me feel like dizzy. The Wesleyan wins. First honors in the state oratorical contest goes to Wesleyan University. The Iowa State Oratorical Contest was won last night by C.M. Cavney. Cool. Oh, yep. Second place was given to O.W. Stevenson, right here, of Upper Iowa University. Okay. Third place was S.A. Cryer of Coe College, Cedar Rapids. Cool. Oh, yeah, definitely. There's something with this scan that's, like, messing my eyes up because I looked at the chat. And, man, it's all, like, blurry. Okay. There's an Otho Ferris living in Mount Vernon. Okay. I'm going to write that down. So that will be a good place to start. It's nice that the diary is 1901 because there's, like 1900, there's a bunch of, it's like a round year, you know? There's a census that year, there's a bunch of maps, 1900, so. This is newspapers.com. It's a subscription, newspapers.com. But in my opinion, especially because I use it like every day, it's worth it for me. The Coe College Cosmos, this is interesting that this is on newspapers.com, was one of the most successful and thoroughly enjoyed meetings of the association. It was very evident that the students and faculty of the Iowa Wesleyan University had made up their minds to eclipse as entertainers of the schools of the state which have entertained the association. Very cool. The True Republicanism was the beginning oration. The school, which acted as hostess of the association, had set its heart upon winning the contest and was not disappointed. I guess that must be like a speech contest, like public speaking. Waiting and hoping they bump into Todd. I know, how cool would that be? Oh, there's a train museum in Fort Madison. Very cool. That's my subscription for it. Yeah, it's I don't even know. I pay for it through Ancestry, like as a, I think it's $20 a month. It's like expensive. And for me, it's worth it because I use it every day, and I use it for this. But yeah, it's definitely like, when you start, there's a lot of things, like it took me a while to subscribe to it because I was like, oh, so much money. But, oh, look, I think we have a picture of one of the people. Sydney Cryer. Yeah. Yeah, you just got to figure out if it's worth it for you. Ancestry is also really expensive. But it's worth looking into your local library because some of them have free subscriptions to Ancestry or to newspapers.com. Mine, the library that I grew up with had it, but you had to be at the library for the free versions. But some of them you can do at home. I'm pretty sure someone said all of Maine. All of the state of Maine has like free Ancestry for people, which is cool. Family Search, yes. And if you're just starting, Family Search is free. I just find Ancestry easier to use, but it is free. The newspapers.com, it depends. Like sometimes it's also worth it if you're looking in a certain area to look at the hold on, let me start over. If you're looking in a certain area to look at the libraries in that area, because sometimes they have local newspapers for free. Like the diary that I read from 1917, she's from Brooklyn, and Brooklyn Historical Society or Brooklyn Library has like this, the Brooklyn Daily Eagle, this big newspaper from there, and it's all free. So alive, what she wasn't understanding. What was it? Me? I wasn't understanding something. Oh, no, okay, I'm back. Mom called, trying to get off watching Interacting with Alive. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, Family Search is good. And then definitely checking out the library and historical society, because a lot of times they'll have local newspapers. I feel like we gotta save this picture of Sydney. All right. Well, I guess that's it for tonight. This one was definitely kind of a, well, thanks for the follow. Yeah, Facebook groups are great too, definitely. This one was a kind of more dry month, but hopefully, I mean, I don't want to say I hope that another train hits someone, but hopefully something interesting happens to Ralph in March. But I already made next week's live event, so if you want to, you can register on my TikTok page. It's on my like main page, and if you hit the live event, you can register, and it should send you a notification. Some people say it doesn't work, so it'll be next Tuesday, the 27th at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So that's when I'm going live again. And the Diary Detectives, I'm going to send you guys an RSVP tonight for our meeting on Thursday, our virtual meeting. Okay, nice, Felicia. And if you want to, instead of watching the videos, if you want to, on the website, there's the typed version, too. Wonder if there are train timetables. Yeah, I was wondering that, too. I just haven't looked it up yet, but I wonder. Maybe. We learned our letters, though. That's true. We learned our abbreviations. All right. Good night, everybody. I'll see you next week.